Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and you are watching TTV News with some latest events in the province. And now coming to details. Ladies and gentlemen, the Brown's Party Committee organized a conference in the afternoon of September 26 to exchange experience with training class cadres and update knowledge of Kenya Province Party Committee planning resources. Term 2025-2030, led by Master Lam Phước Hải, Principal of Kenya Provincial School of Politics, led the delegation. Comrade Phong Hồng Thái, Permanent Deputy Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee and head of the Tân Provincial National Assembly Delegation, welcomed the delegation. Đáp Phạm Công Khanh, Secretary of the Party Committee and Director of the Region for Economic and Politics, also attended the conference. At the reception, the Kenya Province delegation heard a summary report on some outstanding results in the province in terms of socio-economic development, national defense, and security. Speaking at the conference, Mr. Phạm Hồng Thái, Permanent Deputy Secretary of the Tân Provincial Party Committee, thanking them for inviting TayNinhTV to practice and share experience. At the same time, he emphasized that this is an opportunity to share and exchange development results, potential, and advantages of its locality, contributing to closer tie between the two provinces. At the same time, we hope that the two provinces will have more opportunity to exchange and learn from each other development experience in the coming time. Master Lam Phước Hải, Director of Kenya Province School of Politics, sincerely thanked the leaders of the province for their affection and warm and sincere welcome for the delegation. Representatives from TayNinhTV and Kenya Province share and exchange many good and practical experience in implementing socio-economic development policy and guidelines at the meeting. Some support and effective ways in socio-economic development associated with protecting border sovereignty in the two provinces. During the day, the Kenyan delegation participated in a Back to the Shore activity at the Southern Department Central Place Relief area. The delegation visited the monument to President Ho Chi Minh and heroic martyr at the Southern Department Central Relief Memorial House, as well as the Exhibition House, Memorial House, and Restore House of the leader who only and work. The Orient Mr. Nguyễn Thanh Ngọc, Chairman of the People Committee of the Province, presided over the regular September meeting of the Provincial People Committee on September 26, 2023, to provide comment on the report on the implementation of the Plan Socio-Economic Development, State Budget Revenue and Expenditure, public investment in 9 months and key tasks in the last 3 months of the year, and other contents. The meeting was broadcast live online to district, town, and the city of TayNinhTV.
TayNinhTV has made the efforts to implement the socio-economic targets in the context of the general economic difficulties. Mr. Dương Văn Thắng, Vice Chairman of the People's Committee of TayNinhTV Province, commented on the results on the 9 months of implementation. The province's socio-economic situation is gradually improving. Enterprise production, particularly industrial production, tends to stabilize. The industrial production index increased by 7.6% in 9 months, attractive for $653 million in the foreign investment, a 93% increase over the same period. The total retail sales of goods and services increased by more than 11%, and the total tourism revenue is also estimated to be 1,765 billion Vietnam dong, exceeding for 98% of the plan and increasing by nearly 50% over the same period. The value of social investment capital increased by 9.4%, and the total loan balance is 94,000 billion Vietnam dong. In comparison to the rest of the country, the distribution of the public investment capital is quite good. Aside from the targets that were met and increased during the same time period, there were some that were not met. The area's total state budget revenue reached nearly 75% of the estimate. Despite difficulties, the province tries to meet the Ministry of Finance ordinance targets for state budget revenue. Domestic investment attraction fell by about 40% during the same period last year. During the same time period, business registration fell by 1.6% and capital fell by 14%. The import-export turnover fell by 13.4% also. Mr. Nguyễn Thanh Ngọc, Chairman of the People's Committee of the TayNinhTV Province, requested that the localities develop specific solutions and examine each source in order to meet the targets of the budget's revenues and encourage the implementation of the key projects and distribution of the public investment capital. Investors concentrate on deploying and utilizing on capital, implementing and monitoring policies to restructure the debt repayment terms, and also keep customers in the same debt groups to assist customers in need. Create the conditions for businesses to gain access to capital sources for production and business operations, support investors to expedite the compensation and site clearance, closely coordinate with the relevant units to handle problems and difficulties of investors related to the land line appraisal process and compensation plans, removing difficulties and obstacles, particularly the key projects, as soon as possible. Mr. Nguyễn Thanh Ngọc, Chairman of the People's Committee of TayNinhTV Province, directed departments, branches, district, towns, and TayNinhTV City to focus on organizing and implementing the solutions, the key tasks to achieve the best results in the remaining 3 months of 2023.
Unit using public investment capital have made significant effort to deploy and disperse public investment capital since the beginning of the year. Thanks to the strong leadership of the Bronx People Committee, TayNinhTV Province disbursement rate ranked 5th out of 63 provinces and cities in the country. By the end of August 31st, 2023, TayNinhTV had disbursed over 2,264 billion Vietnam đồng in public investment capital, meeting nearly 56% of the Prime Minister Plan and 49.5% of the Bronx People Council Plan. The estimated disbursement by September 30, 2023 is nearly 2,785 billion Vietnam đồng, representing nearly 69% of the Prime Minister Plan and nearly 61% of the Bronx People Council Plan. TayNinhTV Province People Committee established a working group to promote the disbursement of public investment capital, led by the Vice Chairman of the Bronx People Committee, with regular inspection of the construction progress of important projects on site to inspect, monitor, and handle bottleneck during project implementation. Under the province disbursement of public investment capital ranked 5th out of 63 provinces and cities, the disbursement in 9 months were less than the province required task. Notably, the National Target Program capital disbursement will reach nearly 78% by the end of September. However, in this case, capital for long-term poverty reduction has been disbursed at only 0.65%. Capital for the project socio-economic development in ethnic minority and mountainous area has been disbursed at more than 27%. The leaders of the TayNinhTV Province People Committee directed units investors to commit to the disbursement of the public investment capital at their regular meeting in September. Districts that have been allocated capital from the National Target Program, in particular, have not disbursed or have disbursed very little. Investor unit with the disbursement rate lower than the committed disbursement rate in the 2023 Public Investment Capital Plan must report to the Chairman of the Bronx People Committee. The TayNinhTV Bronx People Committee held a launching ceremony on September 26 to respond to the campaign to make the roads cleaner in 2023. Mr. TayNinhTV, Bronx Party Committee member and Vice Chairman of the Bronx People Committee, and Mr. Nguyễn Văn Vi, Vice Chairman of the Bronx Vietnam Farmland Bronx Committee, both attended the launching ceremony.
The Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment launched the Joining Hands to Act for the Cleaner World campaign in 2023 with the goal of raising public awareness about environmental protection, encouraging the community activities and environmental movements, and effectively implementing Vietnam's international commitments. Mr. Trần Văn Chiến, Vice Chairman of the People's Committee of TayNinhTV Province, stressed that launching the ceremony, it is necessary to strengthen propaganda and raise awareness about the role of sustainable development, environmental protection, and climate change responses, and focus on solving environmental pollution problems, research, supply, and replicate the good, effective environmental protection models. And every citizen actively participates in environmental protection also. Greener, cleaner, and more environmentally friendly production technology is being actively converted by the manufacturing business and service establishments. Following the launch ceremony, union members and young people marched in propaganda parade in response to the campaign also. In the afternoon of September 26, the Border Guard Command of the Ninh Province organized a summary of the human trafficking process with the code number case TN823B carried out at the end of August. Major General Nguyễn Hoài Phương, Deputy Commander of the Border Guard, and Mr. Võ Đức Trong, Standing Vice Chairman of Provincial Bills Committee, head of the Steering Committee of the 138 provinces, attended the event. The case of TN823B is coordinated between the three forces, including the Department of Drugs and Crime Prevention, the Provincial Border Guards, the Criminal Police Department of Provincial Police, and the Southern Task Force of Drug Prevention and Control under the Border Guard criminals, were quickly established when it was determined that this was an act of inter-provincial and transnational human trafficking. The case has got the synchronous and harmonious coordination between the forces. On behalf of the Party Committee and Border Guard Command, I warmly praise the excellent achievements that the Project Committee and the coordinating units have achieved. The above results demonstrate the spirit of determination, fierceness, sensitivity, and flexibility of the convoys in preventing the human trafficking crimes. On this occasion, the Border Guard Command, the Chairman of Provincial People's Committee, and the Provincial Border Guard Command recognized many groups and individuals for their outstanding achievements in implementing the case of TN823B project. The Lieutenant Border Guard and two individuals received the merit certificates from the Prime Minister for their efforts in carrying out the operation for illegally buying, installing, and transporting of firecrackers across the Ninh border. They were formed with gifts given to the students. The gifts include mooncakes, backpacks, school bags, notebooks, and school supplies, etc., with a total cost of 90 million Vietnam dong given by the Venerable Minh Dang, Deputy Head of the Social Charity Department. Provincial Party Sangha mobilized the parties from Trúc Lâm Monastery of Thanh Tây Commune, Tân Bình District to contribute.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mid-Autumn Festival is not only a genuine festival, but it's Vietnamese tradition. Mid-Autumn Festival is also a children festival. In the bustling atmosphere of celebrating the moon, the TayNinhTV Education Department also enthusiastically organized activities to give gifts and celebrate the Mid-Autumn Festival for children. Mid-Autumn Love has become a familiar program for children in recent years every Mid-Autumn Festival. The program is organized by the Education Sector Union with the desire to create a place for children to have fun, receive gifts, and enjoy musical performance. The children were extremely excited to rush the unit lion dance line and participated in games to win the Mid-Autumn Festival lanterns as a reward. From the beginning, when I heard that the TayNinhTV Education Union would organize the Mid-Autumn Festival of Love program, I was very happy. When I came home and I told my child that he would receive a gift in this program and also get to see the lion dance, he also loved it very much. Children will feel excited and motivated to study better. In addition to spiritual care, the TayNinhTV Education Union also prepared more than 300 gifts to give the children. Among them, more than 200 gifts were given to the children of officers and employees in the education sector. For the remaining 100 gifts, the Education Union supported the event students. This year, the Education Sector Union will organize in two locations. The first point is that the Hoa Lê Kha Specialized School, and at another point, a difficult student of Tân Khả Hamlet, Tân Biên District. Meanwhile, in harmony with the atmosphere of welcoming the coming Mid-Autumn Festival, Thực Hành Kindergarten in the city are also rushing to prepare a fun children program for the children. This year, with active support from parents, the school plans to organize a cheerful and warm Mid-Autumn Festival. It is expected that this year our school will organize a full moon festival for the children with the appearance of the characters Mid Hang and Uncle Kui. The children will be transformed into unicorn and lions to perform at this year's school Mid-Autumn Festival. It can be seen that, with wholehearted care for children, the education sector already creates conditions for them to enjoy the Mid-Autumn Festival in the most complete and joyful way. Besides, traditional beauty in national culture such as lantern procession, lion dance, and feasting on the full moon night of August are still retained. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today TTV News. Thank you for watching and see you next time.